You never quite know what you're going to see out on the water, just like the Brazilian federal police found out this past week when a cargo vessel pulled up to the Brazilian coastline while awaiting a crew change, when all of a sudden local authorities got a little surprised when they saw 4 Nigerian stowaways sitting on the rudder of the cargo ship. This crew had survived 14 days in the steering compartment of the vessel. Now, the Brazilian police weren't the only ones surprised. The stowaways got a little surprise of their own as well. They boarded this vessel thinking they were going on a few-day trip to Europe, only to find out when they were discovered here, they were on a completely different continent off the Brazilian coast. Now, the trip was quite trying for this crew as they only planned for a few days, so they actually ran out of food and water on the voyage. Even more surprising, of the 4, only 2 opted to stay and apply for asylum in Brazil. Once they discovered they were in the wrong country, the other 2 opted to go ahead and be deported back to Nigeria, which just seems a little wild to me that you would go through this much danger and this much of a headache to get to a safer place only to decide you want to go back. Our next story to make the boating news this week is going to take us over to Manila in the South China Sea. Now, we do our best not to get into politics on this channel, so I'm not going to go too far into that, and we're just going to talk about the incident itself, where this was the scene this past week, when a Philippine vessel was attempting to resupply a garrison of Philippine Marines on 2nd Thomas Shoal, when all of a sudden the vessel was approached by the Chinese Coast Guard, who proceeded to use water cannons to try and divert the ship. The Philippine Coast Guard, after the incident, released a message strongly condemning the Chinese Coast Guard for its dangerous maneuvers and illegal use of water cannons against Philippine Coast Guard vessels. Now, this was just the start of it, as the Chinese Coast Guard proceeded then to use its vessel to attempt to block the support ships that were with this boat after it diverted the smaller vessel by blasting it with the water cannons. Here you'll see in these images the boats coming dangerously close to each other, and actually the Chinese Coast Guard breaking several international maritime rules during the incident. Most notably doing anything you can to avoid being in an accident. As we can see here, this is the exact opposite of that. Now, one of the Philippine Coast Guard vessels did wind up making its final destination and dropping off some of its supplies. Unfortunately, no injuries or major damage were reported during the incident, but this is definitely going to have some international ramifications, especially due to some of the treaties that the US and the Philippines have signed. Our next story to make the boating news this week is going to take us over to the Netherlands, where this was the scene this past week as crews worked to pull in the burnout car carrier Fremantle Highway that had been burning off the coast for almost a week. The Fremantle Highway was traveling from Germany to Egypt back on July 26th when all of a sudden a fire broke out on the vessel. Everything happened so fast, many of the crew members actually wound up having to jump off of the vessel to try and avoid the flames. Crews quickly jumped into action once the incident was reported, but due to the complexity of the fire and the location of the vessel, not a lot could be done other than try to control the blaze and let it burn out. After several days, local safety experts were able to get on board the ship and confirm that the fire was no longer active. At the time of the incident, there were approximately 3,800 cars on board the vessel, with 500 of those cars presumed to be electric vehicles. An investigation has been launched to try and determine the cause of the fire. The preliminary investigation says that they believe the fire was started by the battery system on one of the electric cars, even though that hasn't been confirmed. Our next story to make the boating news this week is going to take us up to Massachusetts, where this was the scene when the Coast Guard had to rescue 3 fishermen who were 5 miles east of Nantucket Island. The Coast Guard Command Center received an emergency alert from an EPIRB that was registered to the 55-foot commercial fishing vessel Miss Cara. The Coast Guard quickly launched a Jayhawk helicopter crew to the area, and the Nantucket station also launched a 47-foot lifeboat to the scene as well. The Jayhawk crew arrived first and found the 3 fishermen clinging to a buoy. Fortunately, the Jayhawk crew was able to successfully airlift all 3 men out of the water without any injuries. The Coast Guard did release a statement after the incident, saying their properly registered EPIRB was invaluable to the rescue of these 3 fishermen. This positive outcome demonstrates the importance of maintaining vital life-saving equipment on board your vessel. Unfortunately, that is true. The EPIRB led the Coast Guard directly to where these men went down. They didn't even have to issue a radio call. The signal was automatically sent, letting them know the crew was in trouble and were exactly where they were located. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this week's episode of Boating News of the Week. If you ever see anything crazy happening out on your waterways, be sure to hit us up on Facebook or Instagram and let us know, and you might see your stories over here. Just like Dennis Unatis did this week. And if you guys haven't already, go ahead and drop an anchor on the subscribe button here.